Morning everybody and welcome back to another video. I always assumed that if my channel ever took off I would do a series much like most of the other War Thunder and World of Tanks YouTubers where they allow you to choose which vehicle or vote for which vehicle they want to drive or review next. Although I never saw that happening now. Although in the comments section of the video that I did, the review video I did for the KV-1B 756, you know the one I mean, that one. When I did the review video for that tank, somebody asked me, politely I might add, to review the Tiger E. So, yeah, well, why wouldn't I? So as of now, anybody who wishes for me to review an aircraft or a tank, bearing in mind that I have the majority of tanks in the game, but not aircraft. I'm a tanker primarily, although I do air battles occasionally, just to spice things up a bit. If you have any vehicles you would like me to do a review on, I will obviously take a look. Vehicles that I already own will naturally be a priority, depending on which BR they are. If there's only a tier 1, like for example the new armoured car for the British, that won't take me very long to research, and buy for that matter. So that's a possibility, but anything at tier 5 or 6 that you want me to review may have to wait a while if I don't already have it. So, let's crack on then, shall we? The Tiger E is a rank 3 battle rating 5.7 German heavy tank. It's, for all intents and purposes, exactly the same as the Tiger H. The only difference being that this is the late war version of the Tiger, so the road wheels or the bogey wheels are slightly different. You get an MG34 on the roof on the Commander's Cupola. The Commander's Cupola itself is a bit different, it's more rounded, and you get this paste on the side which historically was supposed to stop mines from sticking to the side of the tank, but that's not an issue in War Thunder, so it's nothing more than just cosmetic, pretty much. Alright, so let's do the stat card first then. You get the 88 KWK 36 cannon, you get exactly the same gun. You get two 7.92 MG34s, a 10.6 degrees per second turret reverse speed, vertical guidance of 8 degrees of gun depression, 16 degrees of gun elevation, a reload rate of 8.7 seconds on my current crew level. Hull armor is the same, turret armor is the same, armor penetration we'll go over in a minute. Tank weighs 57.3 tons, which is, I'm going to have to cross-check this, aren't I? Right, so rotation speed is slightly slower on the Tiger E. Guidance is the same, reload rate 9.6 seconds, 8.7 seconds, faster reload rate, don't know why, because it's the same gun. Armor is armor is the same, but we'll go over it in the armor layout checker in a minute anyway. Same weight, which is quite surprising. 700 horsepower at 3000 RPM, 650 horsepower at 3000 RPM, so you get 50 more horsepower with the same weight, so the tank should be more mobile in theory. 45 kilometers an hour max speed. 45 kilometers an hour max speed. Maximum inclination is 41 degrees. Same on both tanks. The repair cost, I would imagine, will be roughly the same. It may be a bit more expensive. Yeah, it is more expensive. So, yeah, that's the stat card for the tank. So, let's have a look at the modifications. Mine is not fully upgraded. I don't play this. My Tiger H, I have played it and played it and played it and played it and played it, and I might as well buy that when I'm sat here, and I have unlocked everything for the Tiger H. I've even unlocked all of the camouflage patterns. It's the only tank in the game that I'm not ashamed to admit I didn't buy any camouflage patterns for. I've unlocked them all through gameplay, which is quite impressive, I think, personally. So you get Panzergranat 39 shells, Panzergranat 40 APCR shells, Panzergranat APCBC shells, heat shells, which are near enough useless at this tier, and HE, which is useless anyway, apart from shooting at AA. Panzergranat 39s, you get 162mm of penetration at a 90 degree angle at 100 meters, going down to 116mm at 2000 meters. APCR, no explosive filler, remember, this is a solid shot. Shell weighs 7.3 kilograms. 219 millimeters of penetration, going down to 143. The APC-BC shells, 145 millimeters of penetration, going down to 100 millimeters of penetration at 2,000 meters. This is by far one of the worst shells you could possibly be firing out of this gun. I mainly just fire Panzergranat 39s out of mine, which is the first one. Heat shell, 110 millimeters of penetration at any range. Rather useless, I suppose, if you were to fire it at AA, because it explodes on impact with the armor rather than having a fuse. Well, it does have a fuse, but it's only 0.3 millimeters, so it's gonna detonate one way or another. Yeah. You do get smoke grenades for this tank though, that's nice. Although you get smoke grenades on the Tiger H1 as well. But because you don't have smoke launchers on the side of the turret, you only have this diddy little thing at the back that just goes thump 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 and spits them out. Yeah, I don't really like that way of doing things in myself. I prefer the ones that fire off at once. So, get rid of that so we can see better. Thank you. Armor. 102mm thick at the front, reasonably flat. This bit here is 62mm thick, but because of the sloping you get the equivalent of around 223, 225, something like that. 30mm of track armor on the lower glacis, which does help because it's the weak spot on the Tiger H1, with 102mm behind, so that's 132mm in total, not accounting for the angling, of course. Front of the turret is different layers, 200mm there, 90mm on the sides, 140mm there. Yeah, it's layered differently, I think, than the standard Tiger, although I haven't looked at the normal Tiger in ages. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've done a review of that thing either. Side armor, 82mm on the side, 62mm on the lower half of the hull, with the 30mm of track armor, and the 20mm of the bogey wheels. 82mm on the side of the turret. This is all reasonably flat, by the way, just aim there, there, or there, and yeah, you're most likely going to completely cripple the tank. Rear of the tank. Rear of the turret is slightly more rounded, but then if you can fire at the rear of the turret, you can fire at the engine deck as well, which is, yeah, it's maybe in two pieces, but it's the same thickness, so effectively it makes no difference whatsoever. You get track armor on the side of the turret as you did with the Tiger H. That's about it, really. Now, I take quite a lot of shells in my Tiger because I'm a firm believer in the idea that if you can't angle it at a diamond position, like that, with your gun barrel here, let's do it on a flat angle, like that, with your gun barrel here, any shells that hit the side will bounce off, any shells that hit the front will bounce off, and then you angle your turret depending on when you're shooting at the target in question. Should anything shoot at you from the front, the Russian 85mm guns will go straight through the front of this tank, without difficulty whatsoever. They only have to aim here, or here, and they'll penetrate and detonate all of your ammo, causing the turret to fly off, and you can experience the 1.71 turret physics for yourself. Okay, so, I'm not going to go over this individually, it's exactly the same as the Tiger 1. The layout of the crew, the ammunition, everything is exactly the same. There's no difference whatsoever. So, yeah. Well, I have managed to record one game for this tank, as this bit's taken a bit longer as well. So I'll edit the video together, stick this up on YouTube, and I hope you'll enjoy the video. As I said at the start, if you come up with any aircraft or tanks that you'd like to see me do a review video of, or play out, drive out, I'm sure me and Scooter can drive something out for you if you pick something. As I said, anything that I don't already have, I'll let you know in the comments, I'll reply, and I'll sort of go from there. So things that I do already own will take priority over those that I don't. Of course, I'm not expecting loads of comments at this point in time. As a matter of fact, I was even quite surprised that I got asked to do this, but I'm happy to do it. So I'll see you guys in the video section, gameplay section. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next War Thunder video. Cheers. Hello everybody, and welcome to the gameplay section. So, we're on the Fields of Normandy map, that's the word I was looking for this piece of gameplay footage. This wasn't the best game I've had in this tank. Annoyingly, the best game I had in this tank was on the same map, same scenario, only one capture zone up in the north, and we spawned on the other side of the field though, on the right hand side. And I spawned in at the bottom spawn, drove all the way up to the north, and outflanked the enemy team in a heavy tank. I got 11 kills in a game. If I still have the screenshots, I don't think I do, but if I still have the screenshots, I'll put them on the end of this video. Just to prove to you what this tank can do. Unfortunately, I tried to save the video and my PS4 wouldn't let me save it. It must have had too much saved at the time. There's the first target destroyed, T-3485. Yeah, unfortunately I couldn't save the video. I really wish I had, because that would have been the perfect game to show what this tank is capable of doing in competent hands. So the Tiger E, generally speaking, so long as you go by angle the hull at 90 degrees, like a diamond position, toward the enemy, then you'll generally be fine. Turn the turret away from them when you're not ready to shoot at them, and then only turn the turret, you know, when you're ready to fire, take your shot, move your turret back. Just, you know, keep the tank angled as much as you can. Of course, this only works against one enemy player at a time. If you've got 3 people engaging you from 3 different sides, you're fucked. You went too far forward, and they outflanked you. So yeah, the Tiger historically was more or less considered an open country tank. This is the sort of terrain that it would be used best in because it had less chance of getting outflanked. This is true, although to me, I think sticking it on the end of a corner in, say, Poland or Eastern Europe is a reasonably justifiable way of playing this tank. You park it on its side, leave it there, and you move up with the rest of your team. Don't push up on your own. This game I was playing solo though. That's the only excuse I have. That's no reason that I shouldn't have stayed with my team, but I figured this was the safer way and it helps secure the flanks at the same time. Well, our flank. There is only one flank in this scenario. Yeah, I rather like this tank. I'll get that straight out of the way. I prefer my Tiger H just because I have much more time in it. It drives exactly the same. The turret rotation speed is actually faster. No, turret rotation speed is slower. That's a mistake. If you've just come from, if you've gotten from this bit from watching the in-garage review, I fucked up. I said that the turret rotation speed was slower on this tank. It isn't. It's roughly 10 degrees per second. That's faster than the Tiger H's 8 degrees per second. So, yeah, bear that in mind. My mistake. Sorry about that. Another little bit interesting feature on this tank. If you look at the back of the engine deck, on the Tiger H, there are loads of tubes and what have you going from inside the engine deck. There's 2 little boxes at the rear by where the exhaust pipes are. None of this is on the Tiger E. However, it's not on the Tiger E in the German tech tree, but if you look at the heavy tank number 6, the Tier 3 Premium, in the Japanese tech tree, which is a Tiger E, you can tell from the cupola, it has all of the stuff on the rear of the engine bay and what have you that the Tiger H has in the German tech tree. So why they decided to model the Tiger E, this Tiger E, without it, I don't know. That is a tank that I have reviewed actually. The Tiger Heavy Tank number 6 was the first ever review video I ever did. So, yes, the Tiger E. This game, that's pretty much it really. I got 3 kills, I didn't want to spawn camp, and our team is already sitting in their spawn. This was a very fast game, but it does allow me to demonstrate the mobility of the Tiger E. Like the Tiger H itself, once it gets moving, once it's got some, you know, a little bit of a hill to drive down and some distance, it can start to gain speed and does become reasonably agile at higher speeds. It's just the whole neutral steering thing that it seems to have a problem with. Don't get me wrong, this isn't Churchill levels of bad neutral steering, it's quite competent at neutral steering. But don't think you can dogfight medium and light tanks in this thing, because you can't. Not at close range. It won't happen. They'll get around the side of you, put shots into the side of your hull, kill your driver, keep driving around, just keep putting shots into you until you eventually die. Being at the battle rating 5.7, Hellcats will be the bane of your life in this tank. Although this is true with most of any German from 5.7 to 6.7. It's exactly the same issue. Not so much at the higher BR, but at the lower BR, the M18 Hellcats will be the bane of your life. They're fast, mobile, agile, and have incredibly good guns that are quite capable of punching straight through the front of your unangled armour. But then this problem you deal with the Tiger H as well. It's just sort of a fact of life of driving the Tiger. This isn't real life. We can't be shooting at Shermans all the time. Occasionally, you're going to get something that'll shoot back at you. So, there's something to bear in mind. But the Hellcats do have paper for armour. You hit them once, so long as it's a centre of mass shot, it will penetrate, it will kill them. The German APHE rounds, the Panzergranat 39s, and to a lesser extent the APCBC rounds, are fantastic at killing light armoured vehicles, because they have an explosive filler. The Hellcat having just enough armour to set off the fuse, and cause a fantastic explosion, blowing the turret off. Alright? Yeah, sorry this video wasn't particularly entertaining. The 3 kills happened reasonably early on, and for the rest of it, it's just me driving around. So I wouldn't blame you if you switched off this video and went on something more entertaining. I understand that I'm not the best person at doing this thing around here, but I enjoy doing it. But I'm more than happy to tell you, you could always watch a better video from this point, because this is just me driving around. I go and sit by their spawn, not in their spawn, I should add, well, behind their spawn. I don't like spawn camping as a general principle. The patch 1.71 spawn camping deterrent, I'm doing the quote thing with my fingers right now, deterrent, although it works at higher tiers, it doesn't stop ATGM spam, just firing straight into the spawn, although that's been a factor for a while. But as I said in my 1.71 patch coverage video, which you'll see down below somewhere, should you want to watch it. Self-promotion, self-promotion, self-promotion. Yeah, as I said in that video, they are improving it, so hopefully I won't be able to do this, nor will anybody else. We'll all be happy, we'll all dance through flowers and what have you, so great. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry it wasn't particularly exciting, but I wanted to do the review already. It was taking ages. I said I'd do it, so yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to try and get the Waffenträger soon, so hopefully there'll be content coming up on that. Thank you very much for watching, and like, share and subscribe, if you want to. So I'll see you guys on the next video.